We have driven the all-new Thar and it is impressive. Now we will get to that in a bit. First, we thought we'll just run you through what are the changes, what's new. So for starters, it is based on what Mahindra calls its third generation ladder platform. It's supposed to be lighter, stiffer and stronger. This ladder-based platform is then it's suspended on independent front suspension and a multi-link rear. You've also got coil springs at the back. The brakes have been updated. So overall, the idea has been to make the Thar now more widely acceptable to the audience instead of just the hardcore audience, right? The top hat, of course, is all new, and that top hat you can see that there's a lot of focus on quality. It has none of the rudimentary utilitarian design bits, body panels that we saw in older Thars. This one looks like any other modern car. So there's a strong air of modernity to the car. Design, of course, it still looks like a Thar. Some might say there's a lot of, it looks like the Jeep in the Wrangler in many ways, but I think the genesis or the basis for the two cars is essentially the same. If we go back to the World War Jeeps and all of that. So it's fair, I think, the way the design has progressed. It is exactly how you'd expect the car to evolve to what it is today. What's also impressive are the insides. Now you don't have any of the ergonomic nightmares on the new car. The quality levels are right up there. We didn't find any odd panel gaps, so fit and finish is good. And the steering, the driving position feels spot on. The seats themselves in the front, really comfortable, even at the back. Now it's just a two-seater at the back, but it can accommodate a person of my size quite comfortably. So it is a genuine four-seater and you're not really sitting on the floor. It remains comfortable, lots of headroom. You can also recline the back a bit, and after all of that you have a little bit of boot space left, right? It's not huge, but there is a little bit of boot space in there. In terms of features, you've got a touchscreen multimedia system with Apple CarPlay, and you've got some other bits and pieces, like they have an adventure rating meter depending on so it shows power, torque, whatever you're using, and it's got the other bits that you generally get with a multimedia system. There is no parking camera, reverse parking camera on the car, I think. And then you've got nice looking clocks, and you've got the driver information system between the two analog clocks for speed and tacho. And that too, there is a lot of information in there. Now access to that DIS or driver information system could have been a little easier around the steering, maybe on the stocks, but it's right, I mean, you have to go all the way on the dashboard to the right to access it, so it's not very intuitive, but it is quite detailed in that sense. You've got AC, you've got power steering, you've got two cup holders, bottle holders, so practical cabin now, and you've got USB charging ports as well. So in that sense, it's a very, very normal, regular daily car that the Thar has evolved into. Now we just drove the car in the city in Mumbai from Kandivali to South Bombay and back, and we drove the diesel automatic. Your other options are, of course, you have the petrol engine. It's a brand new 2-liter 4-cylinder direct injection turbo petrol, light engine, powerful engine, 150 horsepower in there, and you can have that engine with either a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. The diesel is a 2.2, 130 horsepower, again all aluminium, light engine, and again you can have it with a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. We were driving the 6-speed automatic. The thing that strikes you about the diesel is that it is a refined engine, right? I mean, it revs easily, but in the city drive that we did, we barely used from 1500 to 2000 RPM. There's no real turbo lag, especially with the automatic. You can't feel it at all, and it just pulls with vigor. It's strong and it's refined and quiet. So it just makes your commuting or driving, up to 80 kilometers per hour very seamless, very soothing, very comfortable. So it's one of the big downsides of the older Thar was its ability to handle city, and that's changed dramatically on this new car, right? So now from now on, I think it's only upwards and upwards. Now we haven't driven it on the highway, we haven't driven it off-road. We will do that in September. The car launches in October. Uh, and but we feel that whatever from now on is just going to be an improvement, because this was probably its biggest Achilles heel in that sense. And the automatic also, I mean, it's seamless. It's a torque converter. It goes through the gears really smoothly. You don't really feel it. There's no issue on that front. And the steering. Let's talk about the steering. The steering is light. It is not great on feedback, but it is accurate and it is quick. So one of the things with the older Thar was that you had to struggle with the steering. You'd turn all the way and then nothing would happen. But this one is like you would expect in any modern day SUV. So that's a big plus. Now it is a body on ladder construction, and so we expected the ride to be a little jiggly, especially at slow speeds, and it's there on the Thar. But it has a multi-link rear, and we thought that there'd be a little more refinement in the ride, or we would have liked a little more refinement, but that's up to about 25-30 kilometers per hour. Beyond that, the Thar rides beautifully. I mean, whatever you throw at it, and the monsoon ravaged Mumbai roads, I mean, the roads are not in the best conditions. You've got dips, you've got wide road joints, you've got potholes plenty, unrelenting ones, and this one just flattens all of that. You brace for impact, you brace for feel, but this one just glides just like that. So I think the suspension setup will work really well when you want to take it to unknown places or off the highway, because it's very settled. Even on the highway, when you're driving a little fast, it remains flat. It's just that at really slow city speeds that you will find that it jiggles a little and you can feel it a bit. But overall, I think comfort levels are pretty high on the new Thar. So overall, like we said at the start, the Thar is supremely impressive for what it is. Right now, if you were to ask what it's going to cost, it would cost between 12 to 15 lakh rupees. Is it a fantastic offering for 15 lakh rupees? If I were just to look at it as a car, and I would say, okay, let me just keep its off-roading ability and its lifestyleish appeal onto the side, then for 15 lakhs, you are getting there's nothing extraordinary about it, right? Whether it be the quality of plastics, the features, the comfort it offers, or the performance it offers, it's very much maybe a little below the ballpark, because you've got the likes of the Cretas to deal with in the cities, even maybe the Venues at the top of the line. So they're all much higher in terms of refinement and comfort and ease of driving in the city and otherwise on-road use. But the moment you look at it as what the Thar, as a Thar, this new car is extraordinary. I mean, the leap is huge. You won't expect it, right? And I think they've made a big jump. It will appeal to a lot more people, the young men, the young women, maybe a family of 4, because you can really put 2 people at the back. So it's a great car. It could, for many, it could also be the only car. But from what we've seen, it could, if it's between 12 to 15 lakhs, it could also be a second car in luxury households, for instance, right? And these people would probably use it on the road and they'll be happy with it. Of course, it'll go off-road, which we will test it in September. But so yeah, in that we're very, very impressive product that they've put out. My only worry now is that they've made a good product, and I hope Mahindra doesn't get greedy with the pricing. We saw that with the Marazzo, a good product, and the pricing was a little more than it should have been, especially given where it fell. And with the new Thar, Mahindra wants more numbers. It doesn't want the Thar to be a niche product anymore. And to be able to do that, they need to price it well. They should not get carried away that we've made a great product and let's price it well. For me, the top spec new Thar should not be more than 15 lakhs on the road. Ideally, the lesser it is, the more appealing it is, because then what happens is that you're tugging at the people's heartstrings. You're not getting the mind into play. The moment you start bringing the head, as the price goes up, you start thinking from the mind, right? You start playing it from the mind, and then these small things start to matter. I can't put a 5th person in the car. Oh, if I have a dog, where does that go? If I have luggage, would I always have to have a roof rack, right? And the access. What if I need to put somebody in the back and then it's high? ingress egress will be a problem. So those kind of things start to feature in a person's mind. But if you price it well, and then it's like it's all from the heart, because it's not too expensive, right? So I think that's what Mahindra should go for if they want more numbers, and this car can certainly do more numbers. So expect the car to be launched in October. Expect a full-fledged review of the new Thar sometime in September. Do comment, do share, do like, do subscribe, and tell us what you thought about our quick review of the new Mahindra Thar. Thank you for watching.